Hi, Kirsten Joy Weiss here, and today I have a very special episode that I did with NRA All Access where they interviewed me. We created an awesome episode full of signature trick shots, new guns, old guns, a little bit about my back history and why I do this channel and my mission here, which is to spread the positive reality of shooting and the freedom that it protects, and a whole lot of fun in between. So I hope that you enjoy this episode, and thanks for watching.
This week on NRA All Access, we meet a competitive shooter turned trick shooter and learn how her challenging performances stretch beyond the range. Kirsten Weiss is a decorated shooter. Kirsten's talents gained her quick notoriety from social media to television networks, and she shares how these experiences enable her to share the positive side of firearms to a mainstream audience.
I think one of the most fun things about what I do is my audience. Interacting with people, putting stuff up on Facebook, and hearing their stories is one of the most rewarding things I could possibly ask for from what I'm doing. I'm gonna actually lay on this mat and go upside down and shoot a rifle at a target downrange. I think a lot of people would be surprised that I wasn't on the range every single day. Because of what I do, a lot of people assume that I'm training all the time, and I started when I was 5, and my parents just were like, guns, 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 but no, that's not the case. What the reality was that my first experience was actually with a 30-06 rifle with my dad and my mom. And my dad, the only instruction I really got was to squeeze the trigger and also to lean into the recoil, because as most shooters know, 30-06 has a sizable recoil, and if you don't handle it well, it's gonna mess up your shoulder. And it was kind of a life lesson too, because when something hurts in life, you have to lean into it, I think. And same with guns. And I think there's a lot of life lessons with guns there. All right, first try, what do you know? Oh my God, that's too much fun. I need to come up with a name for that, I think. Man. Spreading the positive reality of shooting, the fun challenge and joy of shooting is so important to me, because I really wanted to be a positive example. So when the media says guns are a bad thing and nobody does anything good with guns, they can say, well, what about her? And what about her audience? What about the people that follow her? She's an example, and so are they. I started competitive shooting about 16, and it was actually because my mom was working on a banquet with a friend of hers. Well, this shot is a new shot we're gonna try. We have a balloon downrange, and it's quite windy. It's moving around the balloon, so that's gonna make it hard, but to make it harder, I'm actually going to do a yoga pose and shoot a P38 pistol, which is a World War II pistol. So it's kind of the grandfather of all of our modern pistols, which is really neat. And after school, they met at a club, and while they were talking, I shot. And when I came out, my mom was like, hey, do you like it? It's like, yeah, I like this. And it was cool because coaches at the time said that I was one of the most natural shooters they ever had, and they really encouraged my parents to, support me in trying to get scholarships for college. I had no idea what this sport was about. I didn't even know that you could go to World Championships, Olympics, all sorts of stuff. I just liked it. During the course of my career, I've had a lot of success, and I've gone to World Cups, World Championships in Zagreb, Croatia, World Cups over in Munich, Germany. I've won national championships and also got onto the Olympic shortlist. So it's been a good career, and a lot of people don't think of shooting as a sport, but it absolutely is, and I would even go so far as to say it's an art form. There we go. Quick gun and safety. That's what's so fun about what I do, is that I get to shoot historical guns, all sorts of guns, and really test their limits in fun ways. But I had I had sabotage during Olympic career. It's kind of hard for me to talk about at this point in my career because it was very hurtful. It was a team member possibly in that year, possibly even a coach. So gunsmiths confirmed it, the Olympic gunsmiths confirmed that there's no natural way it could have happened. And after that cycle, I took some time off and I went abroad. I went and I lived overseas. I lived in Peru, Thailand, Samoa, all sorts of places. And I trained under grandmasters of a lot of ancient arts over there and found that a lot of other arts and a lot of other endeavors apply to shooting as well. So it was hard at the time, but I look at it as a blessing. So when I took time off, I came back stronger than ever. And I shot, in my first match, shot better scores than I ever had. I shot national team scores. I was just right back in the game. It was like riding a bicycle. I got into trick shooting because I wanted to share my love of shooting with others, and I thought that's the best way to do it visually. And I never really did official trick shots in my career, but sometimes I get really sick of paper, and so I would just do something, put something downrange and just challenge myself even further than what our competition targets were. The main reason why I got into what I'm doing now with the YouTube videos and things like that is because when I came back from overseas, I don't know if it was just because I had been away from America for so long, but when I came back, I realized there was this gun debate going on, and it was even stronger than it ever had been, in my opinion. And I got frustrated because it was all centered around this emotion of fear. I wanted to share the widely practiced but little known story, and I wanted to share that with others and hopefully inspire others to do the same. I would say the most death-defying one was the helicopter, because we were up there and it was a very small helicopter. I got like a briefing of about half a day on shooting from a helicopter gun safety, and I took it very seriously. But then we rigged a strike plate to the top of a car, and we had a pyrotechnician. It was all very safe. That was pretty exciting. On my channel, I have a video about how I turned down America's Got Talent. It was a very hard decision. There's like 16 million people that actually view that show per episode. And so it was a big crossroads in my career as a representative for the positive reality of shooting. I had to make a decision because they actually fast-tracked me to the actual show. So I didn't even have to audition or anything like that, which was really cool. But then their lawyers got in contact with them and they said, yeah, we like what you do, but could you maybe not emphasize the gun part? Could you maybe just shoot like a crossbow or something? So I thought about it, and I thought that'll bring in a lot of people to my channel and bring a lot of press to my site. But it also kind of sends a message that guns are way too dangerous to have around people. And I didn't like that that was juxtaposed against what I do. All right, it looks like it's split right in two. That was definitely a blast. I just decided to say no. It just kind of shows the fear that's out there and the misunderstanding, really. And I didn't want to have that be a mixed message to what I'm doing. So it was a really hard decision, but I had to make it. So satisfying. There's nothing more satisfying than splitting a card clean in two. Little souvenir. I think that it's important for young girls to have somebody that they can look up to. I feel some responsibility to show young shooters coming up, especially females, that you can respect yourself and shoot a gun as well. You know, I just want to keep doing what I'm doing and create value for the people who are watching me and inspire them to do the same. Thank you so much for watching this episode. I hope that you understand a little bit more about what the mission is behind this channel. It's to spread the fun, challenge, and joy of shooting, that positive reality of shooting, and the freedom that it protects. If you can align with that sort of message and you want to be a part of this community, make sure that you subscribe to my channel. Again, thank you so much for watching. Aim true and happy shooting.